Can you give me information on blood-borne viruses?
Blood-borne viruses are a major risk for people who inject drugs. Hepatitis C, hepatitis B and HIV occur at a higher rate in the population of injecting users than they do in the general population.
Well, hepatitis C is probably the most relevant blood-borne virus that impacts on people who've ever injected drugs. And you find that many people who've used injectable drugs have got hepatitis C. And that's a blood-borne virus. It's transmitted when people share equipment that's used to inject drugs, and it's transmitted when the blood of a person with hepatitis C gets into the bloodstream of another person. So without that blood-to-blood contact, it's very difficult to transmit.
The best way of avoiding any of the blood-borne viruses that I've mentioned is to not share needles that have been used by other injectors. Blood-borne viruses can be transmitted through sexual contact. HIV and hepatitis B are very transmissible, and so safe sex practices need to be practiced by everybody.
And there is no vaccine to prevent hepatitis C transmission, unfortunately. There is one for hepatitis A and there is one for hepatitis B, and those two are very advisable to get. It's really important that people who've got hep C don't get B on top of it. So it's important that in your drug treatment setting you ask to have that hepatitis B vaccination, and that is available often in combination with hepatitis A and B vaccinations together. For hepatitis C, fortunately, there is a cure. There is a highly effective treatment which is successful in between 50 and 80% of cases where people undergo treatment.
So those who are still actively injecting and those who are on methadone and buprenorphine programs can be treated for their hepatitis C. We'd prefer to offer that treatment when they have stabilised somewhat, because the treatment is quite demanding.
Hepatitis C treatment comprises a combination therapy involving a drug called pegylated interferon, which is injected once a week, and ribavirin, which is an oral daily tablet. And the success rates for that treatment, depending on what kind of genotype of hepatitis C virus you have, can be between 50 and 80%, and the treatment lasts for either 6 or 12 months. But it's a bit of a hard slog, so therefore it's important that people who are using drugs have stable lifestyles, that they're able to complete the therapy, because the side effects can really knock people about and you wouldn't want to have to go through it again. Yes, well, the side effects of hepatitis C treatment can be pretty full on for a lot of people. They don't affect everybody, but the main ones are sleep disturbances, the exhaustion, the fatigue, and the psychological impact, but they are manageable. And if you have a really good healthcare worker, be it a nurse or be it a doctor, that's the way to go. But treatment is really definitely recommended, because it can lead to cure in so many cases. Well, all information about hepatitis C or hepatitis B is available from Australia's hepatitis councils. And there's one of those in each state and territory. And there's also a national website from our national group, the Australian Hepatitis Council. And that's on www.hepatitisaustralia.com. So that's a good way to access information and support. So becoming informed, taking charge of your health is probably the best thing that you can do, because then you can start thinking about things like treatment to get rid of your hep C, and that is definitely possible. So we've come a long way in the management and treatment of hepatitis C. We have a way to go yet in developing better treatments, but really we have come a long way, and we do have the best gold standard level treatment available now. So give it a go.